Hello, PRST 4600 friends. My name is Ebony Price, and this is my related research article 1 on box plots. The article I chose for this assignment is called Data Visualization Using Box Plots Comparison of Metalloid, Metal, and Non-Metal Chemical and Physical Properties. This article was by Inlander Marcel Borges, and he is a professor at the Fundico University in Belima. You will see here a snapshot of a few of the box plots that were used for this article. These box plots were created by JASP, which is a statistical program similar to our StatCrunch. I was really interested in this article because of the use of the box plots. They use different colors to show different trends and different figures. Some box plots had things like dot plots on top of them to show trends. I found this article very neat. So the picture that you're seeing here, it just says, I can't understand the periodic table or its trends. So that's the issue they had. So they were trying to help students with this issue. They used a special periodic table of elements from PubChem and they color code and number code their elements on their table that makes the properties easier to decipher. They looked at about 74 different elements, and they looked at 8 properties of elements. Those properties that they looked at were atomic mass, electronegativity, atomic radius, ionization energy, electron affinity, melting point, boiling point, and density. The box plots were actually used to compare these so the students could make better sense of the chemical and physical properties of these elements. So I wanted you to get a little bit of a better look at the actual table they used itself. So here's some things that they found when they used this table, input these numbers into JASP, and came up with these statistics. So they found that melting points were positively skewed to the right. I actually have a visual for that a little later in the presentation. They found that melting points in nonmetals were higher than in metals. They also found that metals had a higher boiling point than nonmetals. The density of the metals was also shown to be higher than nonmetals. They also found that metals have a higher atomic radius than nonmetals and the metalloids. But an interesting thing that I seen was that nonmetals actually had a higher electronegativity and ionization energy than the rest of the elements in this experiment. So here's a pretty good visual of the melting points that they done. You can see that all the pieces of the box plot are there. It has the IQL, it has the first and third quadrant, the median, it shows any outliers. I really love the one on the left that kind of breaks down everything for you so you can really understand what's going on. These two box plots in particular, they show the density differences that they found in the different elements and the atomic radius. I love that they use the color to kind of show what that difference looks like within those metals. I feel like it kind of makes it more descriptive. Also, if you look to the right at the atomic radius, box plots, they are actually covered with a dot plot to kind of show those outliers. And I thought it was really interesting because that was like part of the actual assignment was for them to be able to identify outliers within the box plots. That was really neat. Here you will see the electronegativity, the ionization energy, and the electron affinity box plots. I grouped these all together because as you can see, the non-metal group here has the higher properties than your metalloids and your metals here. I thought that was a very interesting, considering that most of their box plots showed that metals had higher properties. So it was kind of interesting to see the non-metal group kind of take over in these at the electron level and at the ion level. I did want to share the author credentials and the supporters of this research. He is a post-secondary uh, educator at the university in the region of Blumenau. They call it FERB there for short. I say there, I wanted to share also his supporters because um, there may be some bias um, in this research article because this research was sponsored by some foundations and different councils in that area, and they even used a grant, as you can see, that second National Council for Scientific and Technology Development, they actually used a grant to help with this. So as you can see, this was a very interesting article. It was very well written. It had some very good examples of different statistical elements, and the box plots were very descriptive with their use of color and figures to show different trends and to highlight the differences in those properties. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. I really enjoyed this article and I hope you learned something from it today. Thank you.